Hey guys, welcome to our How to Handyman series, and in this video we're going to show you how to calculate how many tiles you need when you're tiling either a bathroom or a splashback or something like that. Really easy, so let's go and have a look. Okay, so in this particular case we just need to figure out what the amount of tiles is we need to tile this splashback. So as you can see, there's two sections. There's the back section and a little wing wall section as well. So we'll calculate both of those in a second. Okay, so if we're looking at the penny rounds that we've just done in the laundry, what we've got there is we've got two sections. We've got a section that is 2.1 meters by 0.6 meters, and we also have a section that is 0.5 by 0.6. So all you do is you just multiply those two numbers together. So 2.1 by 0.6, which equals to about 1.26 meters squared, and then you've got 0.5 by 0.6, which is about 0.3 meters squared. So look, it's not an exact science. It doesn't have to be, to the 0.001 of a meter, whatever, or foot squared, whatever. Close enough's good enough in this case. So we're looking at roughly, say 1.3 plus 0.3. So that gives us roughly for that one about 1.6 meters squared. Penny rounds don't have a lot of wastage, so there's not a lot in there. So, allow about 10% as an absolute maximum in this case. So if you've got 1.6 square meters, you probably want to allow another 0.16, roughly, as for 10%. So that'll take you to roughly 1.76 meters squared. Now, if I was going to go into the shops and order that, I'd just round that up to 2. 2 meters squared, more than enough for what you need for doing that particular laundry. Okay, so second example, it's a little bit harder to see in here because it's such a tight squeeze, even for this camera. But you'll see we've basically got a wall here with a window in it. So I think it's the wall is about 3.3 by 2.7, and then we have a second wall here, obviously. Again, these are floor to ceiling tiles, and another one behind us as well. So you just calculate those. So the thing with the window is you just figure out the width of the room times the height, and then take out the amount for the window, and behind us you do the same for the door. Okay, so the second example we're going to do now is we're actually going to do the bathroom. And in this particular case, we'll do the wall that had the window as part of it. Now, if we look at the whole wall, we know that that bathroom wall was 3.3 meters wide, and it was 2.7 meters high. Okay, so all you need to do to figure out the square meterage of that is multiply those two numbers together. So again, as we've done before, 3.3 by 2.7, which is equal to, no, I'm not doing it in my head really, I did calculate it before, 8.91 meters squared. I'm good at maths, but not quite that good. Okay, so we know that that's the area of this wall. But this particular wall had a window in it. So, and the window was 1.8 meters by 0.7 meters, or 700 mil. Now, I haven't calculated that one before, so let's just quickly jump on the calculator to figure out what the square meterage of the window was. 1.8 by 0.7, it's 1.26 meters squared. Now if the whole wall is 8.91, we take away 1.26, which is the window. 8.91 minus 1.26 equals 7.65 meters squared. So that's the area of the wall that we need to tile. But we've got to allow for wastage as we did before. So the wastage in this particular case, because the tiles are bigger, I would want to have 20% as a wastage in this case. So what I would do is multiply that 7.65 by 1.2. If it was 10% wastage, multiply it by 1.1. If you had a 30% wastage, multiply by 1.3. This case we're going to have 1.2, and I find that 20% is a really good number. You generally have a few left over, a bit of room for wastage, but you don't have too many boxes of tiles left. And in that case, the amount of tiles we need is 9.18 meters squared. Again, imprecise science, but what I always do, just to be on the safe side, is I will round that up to the next nearest whole number, or the next nearest box of tiles. Sometimes with tiles, they'll come in 1.5 meter or 1.4 square meters in a box. So whatever the next full box is, round it up to that as well. But normally if you allow 20% and then you round up, you're pretty safe, you should have enough tiles. So that's the wall with the window. So you just hold that number somewhere, 10 square meters. The floor actually in this particular case is really easy. So I'll just wipe this off and we'll do the floor. Oh, and by the way, on that particular example, if we're only going up half the wall, then obviously we would just measure, instead of 2.7 up, maybe 1.2, 1.3, whatever you thought was appropriate. So what we're doing is just measuring the area that we're physically going to tile. And sometimes the best way to do that is to actually draw it on the wall. So you'll often find when I'm ready to start tiling, I'll go in with a client and we'll just simply draw on the wall where the tiles are going to be, and then we'll measure the square meterage of that up, and away we go. Simple example for the floor. So the floor area in that particular room was 3.3 by 1.8 square meters. Sorry, lineal meters. So again, if that's the case, for the floor we need 3.3 times 1.8. That's about 5.94 meters squared. It's no more difficult than this. Same calculation every time. That's about 6, roughly. So I would be saying, so that's 6 square meters. Again, I want a 20% wastage because the tiles are a bit bigger. I think if you've got 300 by 600s, 450 by 450, 600 by 600, something like that, 20% is really what you need. So if I've got 6 meters, 0.6, I need an extra 1.2. So yeah, I'm multiplying this by 1.2. So 6 by 1.2 is actually 7.2 meters squared. And all I'll do is I'll round that up and I'll say for the floor I want 8 meters squared. Job done. So I've got 8 for the floor. The other wall we've done is 10. Just repeat that for the other walls and go and order the tiles. So remember, rule of thumb, small tiles, 10% wastage, so multiply whatever your area is by 1.1. Bigger tiles, add 20%, so multiply the area by 1.2. If you've got any problems, questions at all, leave a comment below and we'll see if we can explain it in more detail. Or just get your local tiler to come out and do it for you, or talk to the local tile shop. They should be able to help you as well. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next video.